Okay, everyone, I am back from the break. I've cleaned my brush. I'm going to start now with doing shades of the green. I still have my pure color, my phthalo green from the tube here, the hue. I had some white and I did your tint demonstration using white. So now I'm going to take this pure color. I have less water in my brush. The brush is a little damp, but I took a little bit more water out of the brush so that when I did that hue section, you wouldn't be confused about what the water was doing to the color. I'm going to pick up the color from the other side because I want to make sure I don't get any of that white in there. I'm going to start out with the hue. And as you can see, with less water in the brush, you get a deeper, thicker, richer green here. This is a phthalo green. It's kind of a teal green, if you will. It mixes very well with blue, phthalo blue. If you're doing cool colors or an ocean scene, seascape. But if you need to see what that color looks like, you can pick up some of that. That's why I have the white underneath. This is clear plexiglass that I can use for my palette. My father made these for me. So I'm gonna just come back in and make that section dark so that you can get the beauty and the true tonality of that hue. So since I have a lot of that phthalo green straight from the tube loaded in my brush, I'm going to start with the tints. The shades. So the tints are here. Shade is a color mixed with black. Black can be very overpowering. So you want to be careful with your black. Use a little bit at a time, just like with the white. If you use too much, it's going to be too dark too soon. So let's just get a corner of black here. That's probably a little bit too much. You can take some off like that. Got a few stray bristles here. So I'm just going to kind of lay that in. That might be too much, but I'm going to crisscross my strokes so that it mixes right on the palette. No white, just black and the color. I'm going to come in on the other side so I don't pick up any of this on my brush here. Like I said, this is just a demonstration. It doesn't have to be perfect. And you can see that darkening. If it's too dark too soon, you can take a little bit more. And I took the green from this side because I wanted to make sure I didn't get any of that white from the other side. You know, you can come back in. It might not make that much of a difference. But as we go, I'll just get darker since I'm only using 4 squares total. 3 for the mixing. So I think I do want to put a little bit more green in there. Although green is kind of dark to start out with from the tube, so you don't want to confuse that with your shade, with your black. All right, so I'm going to go to the next section. I already have plenty of paint loaded in my brush. I can just lay that in. Now I'm going to get more black from the time before, but be careful because you remember you want this square to be darker. So let's get more black from the last time, but not too much. I'm gonna make sure I mix that well. And I may have to pick up some more green, but I may not. Let's see. Okay, I may have to pick up some more black actually. Because as I paint on the plexiglass, it's thinning out and that looks exactly like this. So what that's going to be is our last box is going to be almost black. So let's pick up some more black. And my brush is getting a little dry. When the paint starts to get like peanut butter, you know, unless you want that consistency, you know, you can dip the corner of your brush in the water if you need to. Let's just get one more shade and then we'll save, that might be too much. We'll save that last box for really, really dark. So it could be just almost black. Okay, I think I like that. It may be a little too dark, depending. I might try a little bit more green. It may not show up because when you're putting that in the black, that black overpowers it. So that's too much green. So it's a practice. Value scales are practice. Tints and shades. So you're just trying to. So now it's a little bit closer to that. So I think I put in too much green. So now just a tad, just a tad. Just a tad more. Okay, I'm gonna leave it like that. Now, so my last box is gonna be almost black. So I may not even pick up any more green. I may just get black this time because there is a little bit of green in my brush. So I might just get that. You can see the green. There is green left in there because I didn't clean my brush. So I'm running, this is not because it's not dark enough, it's because I'm running out of paint on my brush actually. So that is a good thing because now I can determine what do I need to put on my brush more of. Probably both. So I'm gonna get green and I'm gonna get black. I'm gonna need some more black, I can already tell because I can just feel it. The way that I picked it up, it wasn't enough. More black. All right, I think that's enough black because I may have gotten a little bit too much on that last brush full. But just make sure you press it in there. Okay, so I'm gonna need some more. So these two look alike, right? Even if I take some more paint and pull it across, it's still not dark enough. I want this to be almost black because that one is almost black. So I don't want it all the way black because it's still a shade. I still need to be able to see some green. I can see some green. Because if it's not a shade, if it was just black, it would just be black. So I do need to see some green in there. That's a little bit better. I'm going to take just a little tad more, about like that. Okay. Since black is so overpowering. All right, I think I like that. All right, so I could stand to use a little bit more black in there, but hopefully with this light, with the video, you can see the gradation here. It's easier to see with the white, obviously. Just for practice sake, I'm just gonna take a little bit more black. And then I'll leave that alone. So, yeah, I like that. So you can, like I said, you can still see that it's green. And that's our value scale on the shade side, mixing black to a color, to a pure color to get your shades, mixing white to a pure color to get your tints. I hope this has been educational and entertaining for you. Thank you for watching.